What up, guys? In this video, I'm going to tell you one reason why you should never use your digital zoom on your camera phone. After this. What up, guys? I'm Patrick LeVar from 1 Minute With Me, here to help you take your cell phone videoing to the next level. And today we're going to talk about why you shouldn't use your digital zoom. A lot of times people try to zoom in on things. When you zoom in on things with your cell phone, it's not a true zoom like if you had a real camera. With the digital zoom, you're basically, just imagine taking a picture and just getting closer to the picture. That's not a true zoom like on a big camera, which we don't really have the luxury on these cell phones right now, but I'm quite sure in the future they will. So I'm going to show you another move that you should use instead of the digital zoom. Try a Dolly zoom. Now, a Dolly zoom, you're like, a Dolly zoom? What the heck is a Dolly zoom? Have you ever watched big Hollywood movies and they always have a camera on a little cart, and the cart has tracks? That's a dolly camera. They move to the side or they'll move in different, whatever they set the tracks up. But that right there, the camera can lock its focus and the camera can just slowly dolly around. Or sometimes they even have somebody else controlling the focus. But that's the whole dolly system. You can look on the internet. There's many dolly systems for the budget filmer. They're still quite expensive, and I'm not going to spend $1,000 on a dolly zoom to use on my cell phone. But again, what I was talking about in last week's video, we can mimic these moves. You got to think cinematic. If you want your videos to look cinematic, think cinematic movements. You always notice when they're making a big blockbuster movie or any type of movie, the camera movements are always slow and nice and smooth and controlled. It's the same thing when you're using your cell phone. So here I'm going to show you a couple of examples of the dolly zoom that I use. Basically, it's not a piece of equipment. I'm just mimicking the dolly. And here are some other examples of me using my digital zoom. Now you notice the image gets very pixelated and it's not clear because of the dolly zoom. Because of the digital zoom. That's why we don't want to use that. Really, you should never use the digital zoom. Next, I want to talk about, it's going to help you when you go to edit films, which in another lesson here, I'm going to start talking about free software we can use to edit our videos. But it's a tip that I picked up from a guy named Brandon Lee. You should check out his YouTube page. He's awesome. He's the guy who inspires me right now, with a couple of other guys. I'll put his link down in the description below. But you want to film short bursts, short clips. Think about it like when you use Snapchat or something. It's always like just a short little video. It's the same thing when you're starting to record stuff. I used to always film 15, 20-second videos, just long, lengthy videos, and it just kind of got, the moment was probably only 3 or 4 seconds, but then this elongated video that was not needed, takes up space, takes up battery power, which wasn't needed. So think about it like as in I do this. I think about it as in a 3-second, 5-second, or a 10-second if it's something else. But you want to go shorter, 3, 6, keep it in between there. Then when you go to edit, it's a lot easier to edit these little short clips and put them together than it is this big lengthy clip that you're going to cut up into small pieces anyways. So think about it like that, trying to keep your subject or the action in a short, just grab moments. You rather grab moments than these lengthy long videos. Again, I just, the number one tip again that you want to kind of keep in mind is just be smooth with your movements when you're using the phone. We can do a lot of cool stuff with the phone, but you just got to be really smooth. I also do have some other equipment that I use to help me to keep my videos nice and smooth. For example, if you see me use this I've talked about this in some of my other videos. I do use a stabilizer or a glide cam, which I put my camera on top of here. Keeps stuff really cool, really smooth and cinematic, but you really don't also need this if you want to do stuff smooth. With some of the other programs that we'll use later, as far as editing, there are image stabilizer type programs which we can use to kind of smooth out shots. But if you're working in small chunks, 3, 4, 5, 6-second video, it's easier to keep a 3-second video smooth, a movement smooth, versus this long trying to walk for 15 seconds trying to keep that smooth. So I hope some of these tips help out for you guys. It's gonna be a little tough here. I actually snuck out of the house really quick. I just had my first child about 5 days ago, so it's becoming a little difficult to make these videos, but I'm gonna stay motivated and keep trying to make these videos for you guys. Hopefully the next video we'll get into software, which will be a little easier because I can stay at home and do that. I'm gonna give you guys some free software that you can possibly use. If you have an iPhone or if you have a Android, there's also free software on our phones that comes stock with it that we can use to just do basic editing. You know, we don't have to have these $1,000 programs and stuff like that. So stay tuned. Definitely check out my last video, H2O. I put a lot of the moves that we learned in our last video, the slide, the tilt, the pan. I used a lot of those techniques in the video. And I also use what I just talked about here today, the dolly move. Dollying in forward on something. Just you're taking your camera and you're just gonna go dolly in instead of zooming in. Bring your subject closer to the phone. Literally move closer to the subject versus trying to zoom in. But anyways, that's enough of my jibber jabber. Hope you guys get out there and practice. Please feel free to give this video a like and also follow if you guys are new here. Also, don't forget to check out my Instagram page. I spend most of my focus on Instagram. Like I said, this YouTube thing is a little new for me, so I'm just slowly moving over. But I do spend most of my time on Instagram, so definitely check out my Instagram down here. And I hope you guys keep filming. See ya till next time.